All right. Good morning, Alaska. This is Mariah Lucian Lonergan. I am one of the information officers with the Northern Rockies Team 7, and we assumed command this morning, and we're here with our operations and our incident commander, John Thompson. And I wanted to give a shout out to the Alaska team. They've been working really hard with all the community members and doing an excellent job. The transition with them over the last couple days was excellent, and really want to give a shout out to all the work that they've done working with the community and Kale and doing all these live feeds. So we plan to continue that, and thank you very much for that, setting that up for us. With that, I want to give everyone this morning introduction to Pat Harty. He is our operations section chief, and just tell you, walk through what we're doing out there today, what the firefighters are doing, and then we'll move it over to the IC. So Pat?
Good morning. As Mariah said, we took over command of the fire this morning at 0700, and just to let folks know, we don't anticipate any big changes in the overall plan from what the Alaska team was implementing. Perimeter growth is really not our concern at this point. We're still continuing to mop up and patrol those areas, but most of our focus is interior around structures, continuing to mop up ash pits and remove hazards, snagging, removing hazard trees, just to make it safe around those structures for so folks can get back in there. Overall, the fire's looking really good. We are making a lot of progress, but a ton of work remains, and it'll be a while before we wrap this up.
Great, thank you. And then John Thompson is here. He's going to give that overall perspective, why we were called in, what we're doing as a team, and then I'll come back in and just want to hear a few things in the comments.
Hey, good morning, Alaska. Just kind of to build on what Pat was talking about on the operation that we got going, there's still a considerable amount of work that needs to happen on the fire, and that's why we were brought in from the lower 48. Most of us are primarily from Montana, so it's kind of fun being up here in Alaska because there's a lot of similarities between Montana and Alaska. It is interesting for us as an incident management team to be working on an inside-out approach to the fire, to have the perimeter pretty much in check, but to still have a lot of work on the inside of the fire to do. And that's our intention, is to make those properties that belong to the affected individuals safe so they can get back in there and evaluate what they need to do before winter comes, and get ready to rebuild so they can move on with their lives. It's our intention to get that work done as safely as we can and as quickly as we can so that folks can get back to normal. We know that after a time, everybody loves a firefighter, but they're always glad to see him go home, and so our intention is to get the work done and then go home. We'll also be focusing on rehabilitating a little bit of the control lines that were put in so that there's not any future problems with those. So we've enjoyed the warm welcome to Alaska. We've appreciate the hard work the Alaska team did, and we hope to continue that moving on forward. And if you have any issues with what we're doing, feel free to contact me. Like I say on every fire, please don't yell at my firefighters, yell at me as the incident commander.
Great, thank you, Pat and John. Like I said in the beginning, we do plan to bring you these live feeds. We hear that the community is really appreciating those, and we plan to continue that. So we do have a suite of information officers. You've seen them out there, and in the comments, drop what you want to hear in. I'd love to. We have some products that we'll be working on. We're thinking about a product on what the firefighters are actually doing out there, breaking that down, what it means to mop up, bring you some footage there, what to watch out for, the hazards out there with the ash pits, the snags, what those actually look like on the ground, and also the resources and aids that are out there. There are a lot of church groups, a lot of the Team Rubicon, all of those resources that are out there. We have a ton of those. So those are the types of things that we're going to be looking at for these live feeds. I also want to hear what other information you guys need. What should we additionally work on as information officers to get you what you need out there? So drop those in the comments, and we have a suite of information officers that are able to work on those and get you those in the live feeds. So thank you for tuning in this morning, and we'll see you sometime this afternoon or this evening with an additional feed. Thank you.